Jack Nicholson isn't just an actor. He's a voice, a presence, a personality that's impossible to ignore, and even harder not to imitate. The face, the voice, the attitude. What makes Jack Nicholson so perfect for impressions? It's not just one thing, it's everything. The voice, slow, confident, slightly unpredictable. The smile, somewhere between charming and dangerous. And the attitude, like he knows something you don't, and he's enjoying it. That combination created something rare in Hollywood. A persona so strong, it became its own genre. And once that happens, people start copying it. When even Jack Nicholson knows what's happening. At a certain level of fame, actors become aware they're being imitated. But Jack Nicholson? He didn't just know. He enjoyed it. You can see it in his reactions. That half smile, that look of amusement, like he's thinking, yeah, go ahead, let's see what you've got. Because imitation at that level isn't mockery, it's respect. And Nicholson knew he had created something worth copying. Robin Williams, the master, meets the master. When it comes to impressions, few people ever reached the level of Robin Williams, and of course, he had a Jack Nicholson impression. But Williams didn't just imitate the voice, he exaggerated it, turned it into something theatrical, unpredictable, almost Shakespearean. That's the thing about Nicholson. His style is so bold that even impressions of him become performances of their own. And when a genius like Robin Williams does it, it becomes unforgettable. Jim Carrey, the early explosion of energy. Before he became a global superstar, Jim Carrey was already experimenting with impressions. And yes, Jack Nicholson was one of them. But Carrey didn't approach it quietly. He went all in. Exaggerated facial expressions, over-the-top delivery, pure chaos. Because Nicholson's persona gives performers permission to push boundaries, to be louder, bigger, more dramatic. And Carrey took that energy and ran with it. Jimmy Fallon, the casual, perfect delivery. Then there's Jimmy Fallon. Fallon's version of Nicholson is different. It's subtle, conversational, almost effortless. Like Nicholson is just casually dropping iconic lines in everyday situations. And that's what makes it funny, because it feels real. Like you could actually run into Jack Nicholson at a basketball game and hear him say something completely random in that exact voice. Adam Sandler, the story that says everything. For Adam Sandler, the impression isn't just about the voice, it's about the experience. Sandler tells stories about hanging out with Nicholson, and somehow, even real life sounds like an impression, encouraging him to become a Lakers fan, speaking with that same relaxed, confident tone, living exactly like you'd imagine. That's the rare part. Most impressions exaggerate reality. But with Jack Nicholson, reality already feels like an impression. The iconic line that everyone tries. Some actors have famous lines. Jack Nicholson has legendary ones, and none more iconic than, "You can't handle the truth." From A Few Good Men, that line alone has been recreated, parodied, and reimagined countless times. By comedians, by actors, by fans. Because it's not just the words, it's how he says them. The build-up, the intensity, the explosion, and no matter how many times people try, there's always something missing. Because Nicholson doesn't just deliver lines, he owns them. When actors start sounding like him without trying. Here's where things get interesting. Sometimes actors don't even mean to do a Nicholson impression, but it happens anyway. Like Tom Cruise in intense courtroom scenes, or Michael Keaton recalling moments working alongside him. The influence is subtle, but it's there. Because Nicholson's style is so embedded in Hollywood culture that it starts to leak into performances naturally. Not copied, not forced, just absorbed. The Joker effect. One of the biggest reasons Nicholson became so imitable, the Joker. His performance in Batman didn't just redefine the character, it redefined him. Suddenly, Nicholson wasn't just an actor, he was chaos, charisma, comedy, and danger wrapped into one. And that version of him, it's irresistible to imitate. Because it's fun, it's bold, and it lets performers tap into something wild. Jim Breuer and the pure Nicholson energy. Comedians like Jim Breuer don't just imitate Nicholson, they channel him. The walk, the stare, the sudden intensity, the way he can turn a simple sentence into something theatrical. And when Breuer tells stories about actually meeting Nicholson, it feels like the impression came to life. Because Nicholson in real life is exactly what you'd expect, and somehow even more. Why everyone keeps doing it. So why does every celebrity eventually try a Jack Nicholson impression? Because it's irresistible. Nicholson represents something rare. Freedom. He doesn't feel restricted. He doesn't feel controlled. He doesn't feel predictable. And when people imitate him, they get to borrow that energy. Even if it's just for a moment, they get to step into a version of confidence that feels larger than life. At the end of the day, impressions come and go. Voices change, trends fade. But Jack Nicholson? He stays. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to Inside Celeb X for more of the latest celebrity moments and iconic Hollywood stories.